AITA for calling my brother controlling when he said that I'm the golden child. I, F21, live with my parents. I'm a full-time student and I do seasonal work during the holidays. My parents don't charge me rent and I understand that I'm quite privileged. I have one sibling, my brother Curtis, M28. He moved out 4 years ago and lives with his wife and 2 kids, ages 10 and 6. Curtis and I recently had a big argument and I think he is being unreasonably hostile towards me and owes me an apology. I ranted about this situation to a friend and she suggested I post it here. The argument started because my parents brought up my living situation at dinner and mentioned that the house will feel empty when I move out. Curtis said that he thinks that I am spoiled because they do not charge me rent, and that he thinks it is unfair that they charged him rent when he lived under their roof, but don't charge me rent. My dad told Curtis to stop it and that was different. Curtis already had a kid when he was 18 and was working full-time, and also had his different girlfriends at the time living in the house. After dinner, my mom and Curtis were alone in the kitchen and he again brought it up. He accused our mom of coddling me and said that if I was his child, he'd charge me rent. My mom kept deliberately talking over him, but Curtis kept bringing it up and raising his voice. I just left the room and he followed me a few minutes later. He accused me of being the golden child and said he doesn't understand why our parents won't listen to him. I called him controlling and said that whether I pay rent to them is actually not his business and doesn't affect his life. He started full-on screaming at me and said he'd never be controlling towards his family, and I was horrible to even say that. Everyone else heard his screaming and his wife told him it was time for them to go home and they left. I'm feeling quite lost on this situation and I'm wondering if I was the asshole. Edit, to clarify, my parents did help out a lot with each child, especially my brother's firstborn. It wasn't a roommate relationship or something. They paid for all the big-ticket baby items like the crib and stroller, and babysat a lot.